What's up, everybody? Ben Rasa here for Odd Chopper College Football Time. We're talking about Saturday. We're talking about Week 7. We're talking about the big time games. Yes, there are big games across the country, and we're getting into the thick of it. Obviously, conference play has begun. Teams are out. National championship picture coming into focus little by little. And we've got some pieces of the puzzle this week. We get some true tests on the road for some big teams, and I'm very excited to see it. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, I want to welcome you to Odd Chopper and Tails and everything that we've got going on here on this very channel. So if you like to bet sports, take a look around, take a few minutes, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy it. Hit the like button just for being a good person. It helps me out immensely. Let's look at week 6 a little bit. I don't have a ton to say, honestly. It was okay. Alabama scoring late stole one for me, which I was appreciative of. But honestly, it was pretty blah. So I'm looking forward to kind of new slate. I like the slate better. There's some big games as well. That's what we're going to dive right into. I'm going to go rapid fire here, talk about the big matchups, and we'll start with Alabama, a noon kickoff, but it's in Central Time. So even earlier for this game, give me my 3 point or not. I'm not going to take any points. I'll lay the points. Pretty simple with me. I'm just going to keep betting Alabama. I've been doing that. Not that I thought that they were going to lose to Florida State. Not that I thought that everything was going to be completely fine, but I'm still a believer in Alabama, and I think everyone else is now. When you go to Georgia, you handle Vanderbilt. Again, they did cover, so we'll take it. It was a weird, sloppy game. Pavia made some big mistakes, whatever. It doesn't matter. They got the job done. And now they play Missouri, which is just kind of a fascinating situation for a lot of ways. So we go through Alabama. Again, they lost to Florida State. Bounce back. You beat Georgia. You beat Vanderbilt. They're starting to roll. Missouri, they played an FCS school. Then they beat Kansas, Louisiana, South Carolina, UMass, my school, and then they're coming off a bye. That is nice. They should be healthy. They should be pretty damn prepared. They haven't left home yet, and they're still at home. So that's kind of ridiculous. And they've played absolutely nobody. They have played absolutely nobody. Prabula at quarterback, everything seems good. It's just level of competition here. And I don't really trust this Missouri defense as much as it seems. I definitely think that they are a strong defense. There's no doubt about that. I like this secondary, but their metrics are ridiculous right now. Who have they played offensively that's going to cause any problems? Not UMass, not the FCS school, not Louisiana. I guess Kansas. I don't. What Ty Simpson is doing, he's playing quality football right now. He's making absolute plays. He's limiting the. He only has one pick on the year. I like Alabama. They are battle tested. They are ready. I know jumping from big game to big game, you could go both directions on that. Eventually, you run out of gas, or you're just in that mode. When you go to Georgia, going to Columbia is not going to phase you. I'll lay the 3 points here with Alabama to get things started. I think they go in and they handle their business. Tough atmosphere, tough game. Alabama gets the job done. Let's keep going. Let's just go literally, we'll go one more game. I'll ride with my Illini. Another team that I bet all the time, and a team that on the whole has been pretty damn good to us this season. Indiana took them to the woodshed. It was dominant. Other than that, though, Illinois, again, you open with an FCS school. They crushed Duke as a small favorite in that game. We had them there. Shut out Western Michigan. Nobody cares about that. Again, destroyed by Indiana. What have they done since then? They bounced back and beat USC. We had them there. Then they handled Purdue. I just, again, Illinois is a good team. This is a huge game. Altmaier will be ready to go. Now, he's facing an Ohio State defense. Let's not bury the lead. They seem to have no weaknesses. They've been unbelievable. You look at what they've done. They held Texas to just a touchdown. How good is Arch? That's another story for another time. They shut out Grambling. That doesn't mean anything. Ohio only got 9 points on them. Washington got 6 points on them. Minnesota got 3 points on them. No one's really been able to do anything. But this game, 14.5 points for me in a 50.5 point total. And Ohio State's offense hasn't been prolific. Sayin is doing what he needs to do. Couple picks here and there. He's not running. I don't know if he can run, but he hasn't shown the ability to really do that in any grand scheme. He's got a good offensive line in front of him. They're gelling. and he's got maybe the best defense in the country. So I get it. I absolutely get it. But I think Illinois is going to hang in this game. I think this is going to be an ugly game. If this game is played in the 20s, even if Ohio State gets to low 30s, I think that they'll be able to hang in. You get to 35, something like that, it could be tricky. But if Ohio State scores 24 points, 27 points, I think Illinois is going to move the ball enough to put up a couple touchdowns in this game minimum. I'm not brave enough to click plus 460, maybe in a no sweat boost or something. I'm not sure they can knock them off. I do think they can cover. You're giving me north of 2 touchdowns. That hook is very, very important. I might put that in right now, actually. I like that spot for Illinois. They're a team that I'm just going to continue to back really until something changes. One road loss to Indiana doesn't change it for me. So two down, 2 quick ones. Let's scroll a little bit. Ooh, Akron. My boys. They were my best bet last week. They're the only ones who really came through. Shout out to them. That is a lot of points there. This is the game of the year. I'm not going to bet it, but Kent State and UMass, they really should have relegation. The loser of this game should just be thrown out. I shouldn't say that, though, because I think UMass is going to lose, which is very disturbing. All right. Did this last week. This is another good spot. Old Dominion. Let's shop it. Make sure we're not doing anything stupid. Yeah, 14.5. You're not going to find 14s. I couldn't find a 14. Shop it. Again, you can do that right on OddsShopper. We're back in our squad. I love this team. If you guys watched the video last week, you heard me go on my rant about Old Dominion, about how they gave up they left so many points on the board against Liberty. They turned the ball over 4 times. They missed 2 field goals, blah, blah, blah. They played Coastal Carolina last week. Old Dominion, 47-7. That's what I'm talking about. 47-7 dominant. And now they play Marshall, who I'm not a fan of at all. Marshall's good players. They played last night for Southern Miss. They all transferred. When you look at Old Dominion, they've got a dynamic quarterback in Colton Joseph. He can run. He's got 5 touchdowns on the ground. He's got 12 touchdowns through the air. A true dual threat. Marshall has nothing going for them. These are all macro buys. I hate to be boring on this video, but I have a read that Old Dominion is undervalued in the market. I think they've been perpetually undervalued. We bet them in week 1 against Indiana. We bet them the whole way, and I'm just not stopping now. I still think there's plenty of value on this line. Would I love 13.5? Of course, that would be fantastic. It doesn't exist. So I'm going to have to be a little more selective, but I think anything inside 17, and we're not even close to that, is fine. This team can score in bunches. Marshall has shown nothing all year. Let me see what Marshall's been up to, honestly, instead of just saying that. Let me give you some context. Okay, they're 2-3 on the year, and their wins are Eastern Kentucky, who's an FCS school, and Middle Tennessee State, who is someone I thought was going to be good, and they're not. They just gave up 54 points to Louisiana. They did score 51 themselves. I'll give them credit there. They lost to Missouri State, who made the jump from FCS. Marshall is not a good team. Old Dominion is going to score. They're going to score a lot. And when they play clean and they don't turn the ball over, this Old Dominion team is a problem. North Texas and South Florida are playing, and those are playoff caliber teams. Old Dominion's in the next bucket. So if some crazy stuff happens, you could see Old Dominion be one of the craziest playoff teams ever if somehow they get in. We'll see. They're going to need some help, but they got to keep winning. And I think they can do that. They're certainly going to win this game. Can they cover? That remains to be seen. But I do like this spot. All right. We've talked about 3 games already. Put them up on the screen. Of course, I'm going to mention, and I know a ton of you, I get the messages, already know what I'm about to say. But if you want to tail these bets, if you want to just get plays fed to you, content sent right to you, you want to go to Tails. You go to tails.bet. You can go to the link in the description of this video, and I'm telling you right now, you will be happy that you did it. Create a free account and just start following people. I'm right here at JazzRaz. I'm dropping free content every single day. I have some other stuff behind the paywall if you're interested in getting in Discord and whatnot. But if you're just like, let me get started, I just want some good content sent right to my device, this is where you want to be. You create a free account, you press follow, and every time that I drop a free pick, you get a push notification sending it to you. The best part, it's not, okay, great, I got to look it up. Look at this. Put one out for today if you're watching this on a Friday. If you like this play, just press tail. And look at this. It one clicks for you. It brings up all your sports books. Find the one that works for you. You click and you're in business. The bet loads right into your bet card. This mapping is changing the game. So it's not only you're getting picks from all different people. We have leaderboards wired up. We have all different things coming. We are moving quickly here. You're getting it sent right to your device, and you're able to tail and join in on the sweat instantly. So come and join us. Again, the link is in the description. Take 2 minutes and create a free profile. And again, start following people. Start with me. I'd appreciate that. I'm building my following. I'm having a blast doing it, and I'm betting all sorts of things here. So if you want some action throughout the day, this is where you're going to find it, right over on Tails. All these plays are going to be in there. Dropping plays that I don't put on the video in there. A lot of good stuff. Oklahoma and Texas. I would love to break down this game, but as I talk about it, I don't know who the Oklahoma quarterback is going to be. It seems like Mateer is going to play. He broke a hand, and I believe it's his throwing hand. I don't really understand that. I guess maybe it wasn't that serious. I'm not a doctor. I'm macro big on Oklahoma for the year. I have positions on them. I dropped them in the preseason. I don't know if I want to mess around with this game outside of maybe an under on the Texas team total. They have not shown anything on offense, and I was really disappointed at what they did with Florida. Florida's a good team. They got a lot of talent, but all the other good teams that played Florida were able to really go in there and handle it, and Texas did not. Arch did not look good. The pressure is mounting. They have zero room for error now. When you drop one to Ohio State, you drop one to Florida. Another loss and the season's over, Clemson style. Not putting a pick out for this. Great game. I might, again, that's why you want to be on Tails. Stay tuned, but I don't have anything for you right now. Maybe an under on a Texas team total is what I'm kind of looking at. Let's keep scrolling. VTech in Georgia. Interesting. All right. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. So I'll be honest. I don't know how I'm going to play this exactly, but I'm positive that I'm going to play it. And that is Oregon and Indiana. First of all, the line is dropping. If this goes to 6.5, I'll 2,000% add. I also am considering rolling it in a moneyline parlay. It's in the, again, it's cross 300. It's in the 270 range, I think. 278. What did this say? 270. Yeah. Listen, this is going to be an awesome game. Indiana, I have perpetually underrated. I'll be the first to admit that. I thought that Illinois could beat them, and Illinois got destroyed. So, what has Indiana done? They beat my Old Dominion team by 13. Then they beat Kennesaw and Indiana State by 50. They beat Illinois by 50. And then they went to Iowa. We bet Iowa in that game 20-15. They should have won the game, and they did. It was a little hectic, no doubt. And now they're on the bye, which is nice. So Indiana is healthy. They're ready to go. They're going into Autzen. You don't want to mess around in there because Oregon is Oregon. Destroyed an FCS school. Destroyed Oklahoma State. That's why you don't run your mouth. Northwestern beat Oregon State, their rival. And then we were on the other side of this game. They went to Penn State and won 30-24 in double overtime. Crazy game. Credit to Oregon. I was on Penn State. I really thought they were going to win that game. Two good quarterbacks here. Mendoza's been unbelievable. I have to give him credit. He can move when he needs to, but he's really throwing the ball. Dante Moore also very good and can move when he needs to. Indiana's got some weapons. There's no doubt. I think it really just comes down to how good is this Indiana defense. They've been getting pressure. There's no doubt. I'm just not sure, honestly, though. What's the most prolific offense that they've really seen? The Illinois game, credit to them. The game got away from them. Iowa is not a good offense. Indiana State is not that's an FCS school. Kennesaw State, no. Old Dominion. It was week 1. And we did see some success for them. It was a low-scoring game. On the other side, you have this Oregon defense. They've been good as well. Now, you could actually ask yourself, what the hell have they seen? And that's a fair question. I would point to Penn State, but how good is Penn State? Obviously not that good considering UCLA just beat them. Oklahoma State's a disaster. Northwestern's okay. Oregon State's bad. So maybe there are more unknowns than I'm giving credit for here. I just look at Oregon off the bye at home. This reminds me of Indiana, Ohio State last year, where it's just, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I'm not saying anything like that. But when push comes to shove, Oregon gets the job done. They hold serve at home. Indiana's good. They're not on Oregon's level. Now, I've been wrong with these statements where I say Indiana is good, but I've said that a lot, and I've been wrong most of the time. I'm sticking with my read. I like Oregon in this spot. Again, I'll lay the points. I have no problem doing that. But if if you have boosts, you have promos, certainly the boost builder where you're looking for teams with X win inside minus 400, Oregon will be in that for me. There's no doubt about it. And pairing them up with I'm just using Minnesota as an example, so don't quote me here. That's going to be right in the wheelhouse of a reasonable number. There's no doubt. I'm fine with something like that. I really am. So for me, Oregon as a moneyline parlay piece is something that I'm going to look to. Again, you've got 270 range, 278 range. Who is this? UNLV. All right, we'll use them as an example. We got to kick somebody out. As much as I'd like those two to pay 402, I've got it on pretty good authority that they will not. But at the same time, again, let's see what the ticket is doing here. I'm bouncing around it. Okay, we got to kick out Alabama. We got to kick out Old Dominion. Yeah, again, you're bringing it down to a pretty standard straight bet, and that's 265, 278. So we'll find a piece if we have to. I do like this Oregon spot quite a bit, though. I would say early returns was my favorite spot of the week. I'm going to play it a couple different ways, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's close it out with one more. And then again, if you have any questions, I'll be going live Saturday morning, talking about games, answering your questions, and I will be on tails, dropping plays all day long. So just get over here, and this is free content. You press follow, and you are in business. Again, link in the description. Take a couple seconds. You will not regret it. I promise you. A fun platform. We're growing quickly, and there's hundreds of people dropping content. It's not just me. But come on, I'm the one that told you about it. Give me a follow at least. Totally free to follow. Okay. What else do we have to close it out here? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. God, look at that is why you don't wait. I really like Utah this week, and I waited, and I shouldn't have because it's moved to 7.5. This could be the other piece, by the way. I missed the best number. I will have to just wear that in somewhat shame. I still like Utah, though. I'll be honest, this is a bad habit. If you miss your number and you don't think there's value, don't chase it. But I really think that Utah is going to handle them. Arizona State is an interesting team. Scatterboo is certainly not there. They lost to Mississippi State, and then they're winning these games by 3 points. Beat Baylor by 3. Beat TCU by 3. They're off the bye. But you're catching Utah on the road. This is not a good spot at all. Utah's been good. They got handled by Texas Tech, who might be really good, possibly elite, certainly a playoff team. They keep playing like this. I look at Utah. Dampier, we know that he's a true dual threat. Obviously, Sam Levitt is a true dual threat. These guys can move. But everything else in this game, I lean to Utah. Up front, Utah. Defense, Utah. I think there are some opportunities to exploit Utah. I haven't seen them a ton, to be honest. But to exploit Utah over the top, is Arizona State the team that's built to do that? I would say no. Now, if they can't get a push and blah, 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 that's fine. But I just look at Arizona State's defense. They're okay. I don't see anything that alarms me. Utah's going to score. They're going to be able to move the ball. It's a methodical total game. You're talking about 45.5, so we don't need to get crazy. That's why I'm a little – obviously, you never want to give up points when you're crossing 7, and I missed 5.5. It was out there. Definitely going to shop this one. Try to find a flat 7. Utah's a moneyline parlay piece. Utah. No better way to close this out than saying I like them in a lot of ways. Similar to Oregon. It's a similar spread. I think it's a similar outcome. I will probably have similar structure when I look to the betting card. All right. quick rundown, quick recap. Gonna rattle them off here. We talked about Alabama. We talked about Illinois. Certainly Old Dominion as my team, my wagon. Oregon and Utah as those moneyline parlay pieces, and I will probably lay the points with both. Fascinating week. Really can't wait to see these games get underway. And again, if you have any questions for me, at JazzRazBets on Twitter, and I'm always in the tails platform just dropping plays because I love to do that. It's so much fun to sweat everything out and see hopefully the wins rack up. And on that, enjoy your week 7 college football. Whatever you're betting, make sure to take advantage of those boosts. Let's see some winning tickets. Tweet me when you win. Good luck. Enjoy. I'll talk to you guys soon.